everybody. Welcome back to the MiscELENAeous podcast. I'm your host, Elena. We're in studio with producer Madelyn.
Hello.
Woo! Crowd goes wild.
Let's go.
Guys, today we're talking about self-love and sex mishaps.
Oi, oi.
Oi, 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 oi. We've all got them.
My vanilla self is very
Doesn't got them.
uncomfortable.
You're like, I don't know, missionary goes well for me every time.
It's, do what you got to do.
Oh, you probably are a little, you're going to blush in this episode.
Yes. It's all for you other girlies and guys and people that, just maybe you're a little vanilla. It's okay.
The things that I put producer Madelyn through for y'all's entertainment, you are welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm the Robin to your Howard Stern.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
So we put up a prompt on Instagram, as we do be doing, to see like what you guys have been getting yourself into lately.
We want to know.
Yeah, we want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, the mishaps of it all when it gets to freaky time, sexy time.
Sexy.
Isn't it funny that we like have to edit like the word sex on the internet? Like you can't even say sex anymore. Like
Yeah.
I almost now when I say sex, I want to say segs.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, segs.
Segs. Yeah.
Because
Segs.
you can't even put sex on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, not to say, is that really the worst thing going on? Like I can say fuck and it's fine.
Yeah.
Which, and a lot of times fuck means sex. So,
Yeah.
but we can say that one, but we can't
the
actually.
old English word for sex.
It's just it's so strange to me that I have to actually ask you guys what your segs mishaps are.
Yeah.
But let's get into them.
Okay.
Okay, so just right off the bat, we got a screenshot of a conversation. And
Wild.
both Madelyn and I have this pulled up. So we're just gonna act it out for you.
Okay.
Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the white or the blue text?
I'll do the blue.
Okay.
I'm very reactionary.
All right, y'all buckle up. Okay. I couldn't sleep last night, so naturally, I grabbed my vibrator to see if that would help relax me. When I tell you that motherfucker blew up in my hand, the spark lit up the fucking room and I screamed. I had literal soot on my hand, and I want you guys to know that there is photo evidence of hand soot.
So
Post
wild.
self-love mishap incident. We have actual proof. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. So, photo delivered.
I am screaming. Was it inside of you?
It was just a wand, and thankfully I didn't end up with a charbroiled clit.
Gosh.
I thought my fucking bed was going to catch on fire. The vibrator had at least 615,000 miles on it, so she was due. But to explode on me like that at 1 a.m., that was uncalled for.
I was about to ask how long had you had it for, LMAO? I am literally screaming, laughing right now. I am just imagining this happening to you. Only you, literally, LOL.
It's ancient, like 2016, and it was purchased by an idiot man who got it with a wall outlet plug, so I've been confined spatially. I can relate. I blame it on my ex-husband. One last fuck you to me and you try to blow up my cooter cat. Imagine anyone else tells you this story. You're gonna believe them? No. But since it's me, of course it's true.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. This is going to sound... Are vibrators actually... Do they go by miles? That is so wild to me. I guess I never knew that.
I don't think they do. I don't
Okay.
think they do. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of vibrators. I've got 4 color coordinated drawers at home, perfectly organized by like shape, function, waterproof or not, color. They're all in their little puzzle pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never come across one that actually collects mileage, like to have a mileage report at the end. But here's what I do want to say. I'd love to start that because I think that actually could go somewhere.
Well, the fact that
Ironically.
the fact that it's so specific,
615,000 miles.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, it's been run in 2000. It's like 650. So like, does it after it's done go, ooh, like is it like, wow, we just hit our 600
like counting
mile
your
mark.
steps like a like a Fitbit. Counting your orgasms.
They have to have that, don't they?
They have to. They have to
have that.
If they don't, we gotta pause the release on this episode so I can get in touch with some people to make this shit happen. Because
like that seems like a very futuristic-y thing.
Way to masturbate. A futuristic way to masturbate, where it's like it counts your calories.
Yeah. You've just burned 20 calories, and it gives you a little ding. It's like, ding.
You've had 1.5 orgasms.
Would you like to continue?
Would you like to continue? Are you still watching?
That's hilarious.
I mean, that would really be epic. It has like an app you can pull up, you can like share with your friends and see how many miles they've gone, how many orgasms they've had this week.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine? We have to do this. We have to have a shared self-love app.
That is your new brand.
That is my new business venture, guys.
Yeah,
it's happening. Yeah. It's coming to an iPhone app near you.
That's amazing. That's the tagline. Coming
to you soon. Oh God, we haven't even officially brainstormed this, and we've already got the marketing down. You guys are welcome. Man. Oh, that's good.
That is good.
I will say, after reading and now acting out this specific scenario, this specific masturbatory mishap, I can relate in a way. One, I know what device she's been using. It is. Oh. I know it in my head. That's how well I know these self-love devices. Okay, it is the magic wand, and it's white with blue on it. And there's different versions of it, like the 2000 and the 3000 or whatever. I think they now make I think it's called, there's like a Chinese name for it, or Japanese or something. And it's like it sounds like a car. It sounds like it would be a car. I think it was originally made to be a back massager. That's how big this thing is. And you actually do have to plug it into an outlet. And then you've got, a couple feet of space to work with, so you are spatially confined.
Is it the HV 270?
I don't think so.
Oh,
damn,
that was at Walmart.
I mean, I feel like at this point,
Hitachi.
The Hitachi,
hilarious.
Yeah, I'll pull up a photo right now.
Hitachi magic wand discontinued.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
Well, it's a fire hazard, folks. But this is the if you can see on YouTube, the specific
looks like a microphone.
It does. It looks like a karaoke microphone. White with blue and a little black. That you have two settings. You can go, on and extra on. And that bitch is expensive. I mean, this one that I just pulled up is $125. So, I've heard a story or two in my day of this particular device catching some fire, having a spark. Sparks fly when you self-love, guys.
Wild.
Right? So be careful with that one. So yeah, that is quite the self-love mishap to really kick us off.
Well, so if you had seen that photo, would you have been like, yes.
If I had any context whatsoever, or a moment to think about it, I would be like, yeah, your vibrator blew up in your hand.
That's wild.
It would have come to me.
Wow. That's a superpower.
I just, I've got something up here. I just know about this stuff. Mm-hmm. A woman's intuition. I
would see that and be like, got in the fireplace again?
Yeah, did you just clean out the fireplace? Did you just clean your car?
Did you touch your tire?
Yeah. Did you have to do some work in your engine?
Yeah.
So that's a great one.
Yeah, great.
All right, so here's another one that got submitted. I have stories for days, but okay, this one happened just last weekend, and I have to tell you. While hooking up with a hot Italian man, I asked if he wanted to come on my tits. He said, sure, obviously, so I peeled off the condom and slingshot it across the room, and it bounced off the TV. He looked slightly disgusted, and I thought it was hilarious. I offered to get him an Uber the next morning. He declined. The next day, he left me on red. I am chaotic and probably traumatized that man. Is slingshotting a condom even that scandalous? Unhinged, maybe. So, What are your
my gosh.
thoughts? Because I could see myself in this scenario. I mean, I like to add a little fun and games and flair to almost any situation I am in.
I mean, I don't, again, who knows his, I guess, history or what, but I guess to me, it feels like it's like, how did she do it? Does she like fling it and go boing? Like, did she make a sound effect?
Yeah, was there production value involved?
Yeah. But the fact that he seemed disgusted, maybe he was thinking maybe not even her doing it. Maybe it was just like, oh, my stuff's in that. Now it's flung across maybe it was more of a thing. But
yeah.
The fact that like he still stayed the night.
Yeah, he still came on her tits.
Like the fact
he obviously wasn't that bothered by it if he came on your tits.
Well, that's my thing about this is like I offered to get him an Uber the next morning. And
so he came and he slept and he stayed.
Right. So he couldn't have been.
And also, let me just say, this
bothered.
is a girl, obviously, based on all of the context available. Mm-hmm. It seems like a couple things. One, it seems like it was her Airbnb or a place or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she was in Italy and that's where she found said Italian man, or if she was like at home and came across an Italian man. Maybe also there's like a different sexual etiquette for like the European lifestyle.
Yeah,
but know. If it more, I mean, I just was in France and I did not participate in anything sexually, but I know some people who did. I heard some stories along the way. They are generous lovers. You know, I feel like they get a little freaky and they're wild. Like,
did they slingshot their condoms across the room?
It's a very Parisian thing to do.
Yeah.
But maybe that's also just the French guys. Maybe the French are down for a little condom slingshot and not the Italians. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the cultural sexual rapport in these other countries. But the other thing that comes to mind is she offered to get him. No, bitch. No.
Yeah.
No.
Let him leave.
Yeah, let him just leave and pay for that on his own. That's generous of you. Not only did you let him come on your tits, but you also offered to pay for him to go home the next morning.
I don't know. I don't know if it's scandalous. To me, scandalous is like
harsh. Like a shit, like a little shameful. Like, yeah, no, what?
Unhinged. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
A little unhinged for sure.
Not everyone's gonna do that.
No, but again, I love a little style and flair, a little story for another day.
Right.
Some shock value, even in the midst of sex.
If she didn't do a sound effect, that's on her.
Right, and I think you should.
Bullseye.
Okay. Come on my tits now. See, I think that's awesome. I feel like if anything, like the kind of man that I want coming on my tits would be very entertained by me going boing, bullseye.
Yeah, you gotta laugh together.
Yeah, so like that's the kind of man that I want to be in bed with personally.
That's funny.
So all I'm hearing is he was not your man.
No.
On to the next one.
Yep.
Okay, another story. Are you ready for another sex mishap?
Yes.
Sex mishap?
Sexy.
So I met this dude that seemed really fun, was attractive, portrayed to be confident until later on when we hooked up and he was kind of skinny dick. But I was vibing with his personality, so I thought we'd have fun. He did 0 foreplay and was immediately trying to go all the way in. No. But I had already lost interest after that, so I'm like, fuck it. I'll go ahead and warm myself up with my handy-dandy vibrator as I allow him to pretend that he's inside of me. He was not, but he thought he was. That's sad. I never talked to him again. 2 months later, he messaged me. I didn't even have his number saved, telling me he was talking to his buddy about that night and both thought that I was the selfish one because I used a vibrator on the first night. Boy, bye.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to... Okay, so... I feel a little lost.
Yeah.
It's like, did he actually not know, or did he like process? Like, there's some missing information. Here.
Okay, so what comes to mind instantly for me is there's a scene in this TV show from Grace and Frankie. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've heard of it.
It's pretty good. But
the one with Lily Tomlin
and the other super famous
what's her face?
Lady that's in everything, and they're also in a lot of shows together.
Oh my gosh.
And they're ready for it. Jane Fonda. That's what we're forgetting. How do you forget Jane Fonda?
Wow.
Damn. Yeah, and Lily Tomlin, and then Martin Sheen is in it, Sam Waterston, Brooklyn Decker. Yeah, so it's a pretty good cast. But one of the sons thought that he lost his virginity to this particular girl, and then as you find out later on in the series, like he really just like fucked her thighs, like, and he didn't know. So that's what I'm like imagining is that this guy is like I don't know, maybe she's on her stomach even, and he's like thinks he's in, like they're doing it from behind, or like I don't know. But one, if you're not even having sex with me, how can I be the selfish lover? And then two, if you're not going to do any foreplay and you just expect to like head right on in, you know, like let's get me literally lubed up, like warmed up. Let's, you know, you can't just like just pop right in unannounced. You know what I mean? knock knock first, like knock first, literally knock first. So her to
have
like
a sip of wine, you know, I don't.
Use a vibrator to get herself going before she's going to hook up with someone. I think that's pretty regular. I mean, it's probably more odd on a first night to just like pull out it, but it's also pretty odd that you just are entering without.
Yeah, it seems like I do feel bad for the whole situation just because I think that was a bad experience for her. And hate that.
Hate that. Don't you hate that?
Don't you hate that? For him, I don't know if he was like drunk.
Yeah.
And like thought in his, but my thing is like the fact that like 2 months later he messaged her saying like, I don't like that you did this because it was a vibrator instead of me. It's like, but did you know? Like, how did you know now? That's where I'm too stuck on that.
Yeah. Well, like it seems like he's just been harboring it for like months and starts telling his guy friend about this like sexual experience he didn't like. But like you can keep that to yourself and your guy friend. You don't have to text the girl way later and be like, hey, I didn't like having sex with you. Yeah, that's so weird.
Well, it's immature and also stupid.
Yeah. Like what does that accomplish for you?
But
because I bet some other guy would be absolutely fine if she had a supplement in the bedroom.
The thing is like intimacy needs communication.
Mm-hmm. That's what's tough about like one night stand type situations or like the hookup culture is that you're not actually kind of cultivating that like connection beforehand. So you don't really know what to expect or what the other person likes or doesn't like. And like as you connect with someone in other ways and then start to connect sexually, like that's something that grows and builds and you figure it out. But that's to the whole point of what my career has kind of been based on in the last couple of years. Everybody's preferences are so different. You know, everybody's expectations are so different. Everybody's does self-love differently. Everybody, like, we all are just so unique that like you can't, it's not, I mean, there are plenty of handbooks. There really are. Yeah. There's plenty of handbooks on it.
A lot of New York Times bestsellers.
A lot of Kama Sutra going on. But, like, everybody is so unique. You have to kind of, like, figure that out with the person over time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, the first time sex of any couple being absolutely the best it could ever be. You know?
Oh, well, I'm
not saying like every time that first time sex has a reputation of being bad, and so not to say that all first time sex is going to be bad, but it's I would go on record to say it's definitely not going to be the best if you out of the times had together if you continue to like hook up and have sex and make love. Like it's just going to get better because you get more connected, you develop that bond, you know what the other person likes, they know how to please you, and it's, you know, harmonious and not just two chaotic individuals that don't know each other trying to, you know, do sex.
Yeah.
Here's some more submissions for self-love and sex mishaps. And God, I love it. I sucked a dildo up my ass when I came during double penetration. I had to squat in front of the guy and push it out. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh my gosh.
I do have some thoughts. Why did you have to squat in front of the guy and push it out? It seems like you didn't have to.
Yeah, I feel like that was a choice, a conscious choice.
That was a choice, and I'm not judging you for that choice.
No,
because. Who's to say what I would do in that situation?
Well, maybe he was laughing. Maybe it was a fun little thing, and she was just like, "I'm just gonna do it right here.
I'm just gonna poop out a dildo right now."
Yeah, or maybe he was like, "I want to see you do that."
Or maybe he was like there for like just support. Like,
maybe it was scary.
Like, yeah, do you need some help? Like, let me talk you through this. Oh, you got it. Like, I don't know.
Hooray!
Well, let's do it again. Yeah. Let's celebrate. That is something that I'm curious. Like, have y'all been dating for 12 years and that's the level you're at? Is this like a second or third time hookup and you're just like, let me poop out a dildo? That's more where I get kind of caught up. and which is wild because the whole story I should get caught up on.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right though. It's like 12 years in a relationship, okay. But if it's like, oh, we had a coffee date and now we're here,
And,
it's like,
yeah.
wow.
All I can say
Progress.
is good thing you had that coffee because something's going to need to get the system moving. something.
Oy.
So, I mean, that's a wild one for sure.
That's very wild.
So
vulnerable. Look at your misfits. So
they're
vulnerable.
so vulnerable. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
So sweet.
So cute.
Little
It's
babies.
Oh, could squeeze you. Okay. So my husband, and I's divorce just got finalized 2 months ago. We have 2 daughters together. And this man will not stop asking for and sending me inappropriate pictures. I am cold and I deny every single time. I must add, he's a narcissist. That is weird to get a whole entire divorce and then just still be sending like unsolicited D pics.
Yeah, I just
Like that's a mishap on your behalf and for her and her eyeballs that she has to go through that now.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
actively trying to get away from you and you're sending her nudes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
I would say divorce.
Divorce.
But you already did it.
Yeah.
So damn.
That's I feel for her. That's awful.
I know, right? So,
Block that number.
block, I would say, but then you have the 2 kids that you're probably doing shared custody stuff with, and you have to have that. You have to still like
That
be
sends
able
shivers
to
down my spine too.
contact your
Yeah.
baby daddy because they're your baby's daddy.
Yeah. But just
So, like,
imagine your kids are going into the van and he comes up and he's just like, "Did you see my picture?" It's like,
picture I sent yesterday, babe?
call Keith Morrison.
Like honestly,
Like just
this is a crime.
yeah, it is.
So I'm sorry for your life.
I was gonna let you just end it with that and go to the next one, but I had to call you out on that.
I mean, I could probably be a little bit more sympathetic, but
Sorry for your life.
sorry about your life.
Oh my
I mean, that's tough. Tough break. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. I'll pray for you. Okay. My husband was making chili and fingered me after cutting peppers. Rest in peace, vagina.
Yeah.
Rest in pussy, vagina. That's tough. And here's where I'll hop in with a sex mishap.
Yeah.
Because I have one that is inspired by this story. It reminds me of one of my own.
I had a friend who had a similar story.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, they were with their partner and they had I think Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. And
that dry rub really, really caused a problem when you started to dry rub.
Right. But no, it was whatever I think it was it wasn't the atomic sauce, but there's a habanero, spicy.
Like a spicy.
And their partner did not wash their hands after they had just had dinner. And then they were doing stuff. And then all of a sudden they freaked out. They're like, why am I on fire? But they immediately came and told us, right after that happened.
They're like, we have to tell our friends.
Yeah. They literally walked through the door and they're like, we have to tell you something.
Well, what is it about story? Because I have 2 other stories I can share that I was just told by friends recently. And it's it's that thing. I think we kind of mentioned it on a recent podcast with, I think it was the one with Emily Bracey comedy, where it's just if anything is shameful, and not to even say that that's necessarily a sex mishap is shameful, but it's to tell someone, it's you're releasing its power over you. You're like, yeah, this did happen to me. And
Yeah.
I got fingered with habanero sauce. So, good day.
Sounds like a nightmare.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Good stuff. So I had a text sent in to the phone line, the miscellaneous phone line.
Beep bop, boop boop, beep.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. And this one, I'm excited. I haven't read it yet. I like to be as surprised as all of y'all are. But it starts out with, all right, the Yacht Week Italy story. So I feel like I already like it because I've never been on Yacht Week, but I essentially have been on multiple Yacht Weeks with the bucket list. It's the same concept, but maybe even a little freakier, a little crazier, a little bit more wild, and less turnover of people. We have a real community. But I like that it's another Italian hookup. Okay, are you ready?
I am.
I was in my post-toxic relationship healing era. The first day of the trip, I found out my toxic ex had gotten someone pregnant. That's not the best way to start your vacation.
Yeah.
Damn. I let myself be sad about it for about 5 minutes, then remembered I was in fucking Italy and he couldn't even leave the country. Don't ask. Another story. Yeah. I kind of want to ask. Then I made it a goal to have the best week of my life, and I did. My other goal was to hook up with someone in a foreign country.
Oh.
Midway through the week, we get to Lipari, one of the most gorgeous little islands north of Sicily. We're having drinks at one of the beach bars when I see this gorgeous blue-eyed tan Italian man standing by the DJ. I tell the crew I'm going to shoot my shot. Come to find out, the DJ was his sister, so she gave me what little info she could with that little English she spoke. He also spoke no English. I don't remember much after, but one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I'm walking down cobblestone streets with this man who speaks no English to get back to his place with him. We hook up, and after I head back to meet back up with my crew. A few weeks later, he messages me on Facebook. He's asking when I can come back via a translator app and telling me what a good time he had. I was more than ready to go back until he asked me if I could teach him to suck dick like I do. I thought maybe it was a translation error, but nope. I asked him if he had ever done that before. He said no, he was scared. I was like, if you're scared, you don't have to. And he said, but I want to. He then proceeded to send me a picture of his friend's penis and told me that's the penis he wanted me to teach him on. Now I don't kink shame or anything. We all like what we like, and I was flattered he thought so highly of my skills. But I wasn't going to be the one to fly halfway across the world to teach him to suck dick on his friend's penis. Fair. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Very
I think that's
fair.
wise. I think that's smart. I think you made the right call.
Yes.
Fair.
Wild.
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 Yeah.
I will say, because I'd be looking for the positive in all situations, your goals were met. Your goals were, you wanted to hook up with a hot foreign man in a foreign place.
You got a compliment.
You did it. You wanted to have the best week of your life. You told me you did it. Your boyfriend doesn't get to go. Your ex-boyfriend doesn't get to go to Italy.
Nope.
Cool. Great.
Nope.
And yeah, and turns out you're good in bed, so now you know that, and that's great. That's a great takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, pocket that
Pocket
for
it.
sure,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But no, I would not fly halfway across the world on your own dime to suck a man's dick you haven't even ever met or know his name or seen his face. You've only seen his penis via a guy who you have hooked up with, so that said man that you have hooked up with can later on suck said same penis via your education. I think that is So
Yeah.
good job. We approve of the whole thing. Great work.
That's so crazy.
It isn't it?
It's like, I really, it would be interesting to do. There's probably polls or studies out there. It's just like, how often do these, excursions or these interesting happenstances, like, because if truly, like, I can't believe that she was the only one that he asked some sort of wild question to.
She can't be.
Right.
That's the thing.
So, like, has he asked before and he's just like, until someone
Says yes.
says yes, or has it been different things and it's just leading to...
Yeah, kind of evolving into a more...
Yeah.
So here's the thing about what I've really taken from being alive as a female that is in communication with men. It's everything's a numbers game. Like, if you think that you're the only girl getting that unsolicited D-pic on Snapchat, let me go ahead and tell you right now, you are not. Yeah. You are not. Don't let a man make you feel special by doing
the bare minimum
and weird shit.
Yeah.
And, like, because you're not the only one that he is. If you think that you're the only one that he's fire emojiing your stories on Instagram to, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. It's a numbers game. It is literally just the fastest, most bare minimum form of flattery and flirting. And all they're trying to do is send out as many fire emojis and unsolicited dick pics as possible so that one out of the multitudes will reply with flirty conversation, possibly a nudie. Don't get caught up in the masses, folks. Be one in a million. Make sure the man that you were flirting with is only flirting with you.
Yes.
That's what we deserve.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. Don't be
Man.
one of the numbers.
Don't be one of the numbers.
Be the only one. Be the only number.
Absolutely.
Just a reminder.
That's huge.
Don't let men doing bare minimum stuff make you feel special. That's
No.
not. We ain't doing that. I'll end it on a really quick other funny story from a friend that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend lives in London and had a date one night, and I think it even started with her falling down an entire flight of stairs the first time she's like met this guy. But you know, she pulls it back. They have a cute little date. They go back to her place, and within moments she's like in a little like costume and they're flirting and starting to hook up.
Nice.
Like just getting right to it, and had a fun night, a whole entire fun night, because the fun stopped at like 4:35 a.m. when she got a text from her mom saying she needed to keep it down. And I just want to add to the story that she lives in London and her mom was in Portugal at the time. But apparently her mom owns this like duplex thing that she lives in, but also there's another tenant that lives in said duplex. And so they were just getting after it for hours this night, loud and proud. So much so that the neighbor texted the mom in another country and was like, hey, and knows the scenario, knows that it's her daughter living there, all the things. Hey, can you tell your daughter to like keep it down on the having loud sex because we're trying to sleep. So literally got a call from her mom at like 4:35 a.m. like, hey, first of all, I thought you were having a girls party last night. Did that not happen? And second of all, can you just kind of turn the volume down on the fucking?
I have Velociraptor or T-Rex arms right now. That's so uncomfortable.
And again, to the point that we were saying earlier, where you said like your friends came right out to tell you about the wings fingering.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It was like the same. It was like the next day when she woke up, she was like messaging me on Instagram. She was like, FaceTime me immediately. I have to tell you this story. So it was like the first thing she needed to do was like tell me that her mom had stopped her from having sex all the way from Portugal.
Oh my gosh.
It's good.
I mean, it is healthy to get things out.
Yeah, you know, it's good to. I'm always a safe space, guys.
Yes.
So if you need to get something off your chest, you just let me know. And
they
but
have
also
today.
But also just please be aware. I will tell everyone on my podcast. So.
Yes,
That's part of the. I mean, it's a safe space, but it's also a very public space.
There is a description in all of our podcasts that says, "Hey, if you leave a voicemail or send us a message, just know you may be featured."
Yeah, so it's safe but unsafe.
Yes,
but we'll keep you anonymous, of course.
Yes.
So anyway, good sex and self-love mishaps.
Wow.
We love to hear it. Some of them we love to hear less, but either way, I'll take the bad with the good because the good is good.
Yes.
Yeah. So, guys, if you have any other self-love sex mishaps, send them in on the podcast page, text them, call them. Make sure you're following along on Instagram at Elena Davies, at MiscELENAeous Podcast. Rate, review, subscribe, buy merch. And stay the fuck tuned, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yay Networks.